We'll learn halacha from the Rambam. It's customary to learn the laws of Bais Habechirah. So we discussed yesterday the positioning of the menorah. It goes to the south. Today we'll speak about the sanctuary itself. When we build the temple and the courtyard, we must use large stones. Till today, if you go to the western wall, you see very large stones. If stones cannot be found, we may build with bricks. It says in Exodus 20:22, if you shall build an altar of stone, the Mechilta comments, if you desire to build it from stone, you may. If you desire from bricks, you may. But over here, it's seemingly from the Rambam, the Chatchila, the right way to begin with it should be built with stone. The temple and the courtyard should be built not only with stones, but also large stones. We may not split the stones used for the building on the Temple Mount. It says regarding the altar, the Torah declares, do not build it out of hewn stone. By lifting your sword against it, you will have profaned it. The sages in Midos explained that iron shortens man's life, and the altar prolongs it. So it's not fair, it's not proper. Iron should not be used to build a temple. Something that shortens life should not be used to build something that prolongs life. So we may not split the stones used for the building on the Temple Mount. Rather, we must split and chisel them outside, and afterwards bring them in, as it is said, and they brought great stones, costly stones, to lay the foundation of the house with hewn stone. Furthermore, it is said, neither hammer nor axe nor any tool of iron was heard in the house while it was being built. The Gemara in Sota 48b records a debate among the sages how to resolve the apparent contradiction between them. What was the contradiction? We said, regarding the altar, the Torah declares, do not build it out of hewn stone. By lifting your sword against it, you will have profaned it. The sages explained that iron shortens man's life, and the altar prolongs it. Therefore, iron should not be used to build a temple, as above. The Rambam draws a parallel between the altar and the entire sanctuary. The Sota 48b quotes that the above mentioned psukim and records Sota 48b quotes the two above mentioned verses and records a debate. So it records a debate among the sages how to resolve the apparent contradiction between them. The Rambam quotes the opinion of Rabbi Menashe, who resolved the discrepancy by explaining that the stones were hewn outside the temple premises, and then brought in. In contrast, Rabbi Yehuda explained that King Solomon employed a unique worm-like creature, the shamir, which had the power to eat through stone. The temple builders drew lines on the stone and then placed the shamir upon it. Upon them, the tiny creature ate through the rock, leaving the stones finally hewn without using iron. According to most opinions, when the first temple was destroyed, this unique species was lost, and it was impossible to build a second temple in this miraculous manner. Nevertheless, the stones were not hewn on the Temple Mount itself. At least in the house, on the temple premises, no iron tool was used. We must not build with any wood protruding at all, only stone, bricks, or cement. Similarly, we must not make wooden chambers in the courtyard. Rather, they were made of stone or of brick. Mishnah in Talmud relates that this prohibition was enacted as a safeguard for the scriptural commandment in the book of Devarim, Deuteronomy 16:21, do not plant an Asherah tree or any other tree near the altar that you shall make for Hashem, though that prohibition only refers to a tree that grows in the ground and not to wood used for building purposes. The sages instituted this measure as a fence around the Torah. Wood could be used for the substructure of the building. Indeed, in the book of Kings, chapter 6, verse 10, it relates how King Solomon, Shlomo HaMelech, used cedar trees for that purpose. However, they could not be used for the exterior surface of the building. We'll stop here. Bruchim Tir.